What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, man, and I'm going to show you guys how to become a better teacher. So one of the greatest innovations in the realm of education has been the development of the PowerPoint. Since its creation in the late 1980s, it has been used in so many different environments such as schools, the workplace, conferences, etc. At one point in your lifetime, you yourself have used a PowerPoint or you have seen one yourself. As great as a visual aid as a PowerPoint can be, it can be absolutely painstakingly brutal to sit through a PowerPoint slide. We call this term death by PowerPoint.
Death by PowerPoint is defined as a PowerPoint that is so poorly constructed that it bores you to death.
Now the question is, how does one create a PowerPoint that does not lead to said definition? Well, I'm going to show you guys 6 tips on how to create an interesting and engaging PowerPoint so that you yourself do not commit PowerPoint murder.
Tip number 1, using a PowerPoint for what it's meant to be used for.
PowerPoints are made to be a visual aid and to deliver powerful points, hence the name PowerPoint. What people tend to do is they like to cram as much information into one slide, making it into a power essay. Take a look at this slide. There's a lot of important, pertinent information, but imagine trying to follow what I'm trying to say and reading at the same time. It's really difficult. Now take a look at this slide. There's no sentences, but only bullet points. Now you can see that it's a lot easier to follow what I'm trying to say now. If you do have to put a sentence on that slide, minimize it to only one, and make sure that it pertains to the most important subject of that slide.
Tip number 2, minimize your bullets.
So now you have a list of topics that you want to cover. You no longer have sentences, but you still feel like you need to cram all that information into one slide. Now your slide looks something like this. This is a huge problem to have too. You see, humans are like squirrels and we tend to get distracted easily. By this time, you've probably already skimmed through most of the information, started daydreaming about a few of them, while at the same time forgetting about the other topics. My magic number for bullet points is about 5. Obviously put the most important ones in there, but if you do have to put more than 5 points, then separate them into different slides. Switching in between slides also gives your audience the opportunity to collect their thoughts about the concepts you just went over.
Tip number 3, avoid clip arts or any other generic picture that comes with the program.
Avoid using clip arts like this guy. Looking at this image does not make me want to think any harder than I have to. In this day and age, everybody has a cell phone with a decent camera. So honestly, take 2 minutes and take a picture of yourself or somebody else and just upload it. When you look at a black and white clip art that everybody has seen before, it doesn't look like you're putting any effort into your presentation at all. That and they just look kind of blah. There are websites out there that allow to use professionally shot pictures for free. An example is Pexels.com, or you can even just go on Google Images and just look for ones that are free to use. Try implementing a picture as one of your backgrounds next time. Take a look at this slide. Doesn't it just look sexy?
Tip number 4, avoid boring templates.
Standard templates are a great tool to have if you are preparing a presentation worth 75% of your final mark by tomorrow's deadline. If you are not a procrastinator, take the time to change the layout of your PowerPoint into something that people don't see too often. Try implementing different shapes and sizes to make it look unorthodox. Unusual layouts are catchy to the eye and you will have more people paying attention to it. Look at how I have this generic template. Pretty simple and boring. Now look at how I take 2 shapes and practically change the way the slide looks. Also, instead of using typical bullet points, perhaps switch it up a little bit and do something like this. The possibilities with slide formatting are endless. Anything that you haven't seen yourself, your audience probably hasn't seen either, and you should give it a shot.
Tip number 5, use colors appropriately.
The use of colors can evoke different types of emotions. For example, red is very aggressive and blue is peaceful and calm. One of the worst things you can do to a PowerPoint is ruin it with blinding combinations of colors. I challenge you to read this slide without getting some sort of eye strain. If you lose focus or your eyes start to skip around, then obviously it is not a good combination to have. Another issue with colors is having a font that is just as dark as the background, making it difficult for your audience to even read. When it comes to selecting a color, try to avoid using colors at the far end of the spectrum. Either it will be too bright or too dark. For backgrounds, what I like to do is select one that is in the middle of the color wheel. These have a pastel feeling to it, which makes it easier to look at. Adjust the hue to your liking and try it out. For fonts, I will generally stick with a dark gray for a brighter background or a bright gray for a darker background. Gray is a relatively neutral color that can work in many situations. Play around with combinations and see what works for you.
Tip number 6. Use big fonts to emphasize a point.
Sometimes the simplest format can have the biggest impact. If you are trying to emphasize a particular statistic or point, the use of graphs or bullet points can be mundane. Take a look at this slide. See how lame it looks and it doesn't even look that urgent? Makes me want to unsubscribe to my own channel. If you want to make an impression, try putting a single word or number in the middle with a small description below it. Take a look at this one. Doesn't it make you want to subscribe for more content? I think so. Well, if you found this video helpful, give me that thumbs up and press the subscribe button. Until next time, peace!